When you're working with curves, you need to plan ahead. Now, an outside curve is going to be easier than an inside curve, but let me just show you what you're going to be working with. So first off, when you put this up and you've got this curve that's changing directions here, as you go to stitch, if you find your fabric kind of leaning out the back side, as you watch the front of the foot and this comes out the back, are your needles really on the fabric? So you have to watch two places. You need to watch the front where you're cutting and also back here. So it's about an inch difference, making sure that the fabric is still fed into the machine fairly straight so the needles will catch it. Otherwise, it folds out and then you miss part of it. So again, watching on both sides. Okay, now again, a gentle curve isn't going to be a hard. Now what's also going to happen is usually on a curve, well definitely on a curve, you're going to hit your bias. So that means you probably need to experiment with differential feed because otherwise this is going to get stretched out as it goes underneath the serger. But your differential feed taken from normal up to maybe even 1.5, not all the way up to 2, that'd be too much, but just a little bit, it's going to help ease that corner in so it's not stretched out. So sometimes by turning that up to 1.5 while you're stitching, okay, can actually help you as you go. Then again, once you get back out to the other side, you will want to turn that back to a regular number. And then here's what you're looking for, is that you kept the amount of fabric filling this in and the loops weren't hanging off the edge. So let's take one more issue here. Let's go around an inside curve and we're going to make this a little bit more pronounced here. Now this is almost easier because what we're going to do is we're going to really just stretch it straight as we go and just kind of keeping it pulled straight will keep it out of the way of the knife, but still you're going to kind of have to finesse it as it goes in there. Kind of just watching where my knife is, how much is getting cut off. And because the serger just has a nice kind of bendable shape to the stitch, it just kind of does its own thing and comes right on around without you having to do anything. If it was needed, you could do a little clipping if your fabric wasn't straightening out as much as you needed it to go through the serger. Now don't clip too much, it's almost like half the distance in, maybe a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, because you do want to make sure that your construction seam comes and covers that up and you don't have a snip into your fabric curve. So outside curves and inside curves.